Hey, this is daytradereport.com. It's May 13th, 2020. I just refilmed a video, 9 minutes of it. And this is what I calculated out of my March 24th, 2020 USDebtClock.org video. That the U.S. national debt increases $25,000 a second. The federal government spends $3,000 a second. The U.S. federal budget deficit increases $2,500 a second. Medicare, we spend $1,428 per second. On Social Security, the United States government spends $1,666 a second. The Defense Department, or our defense budget, we spend $833 a second. Interest on debt costs us $476 a second. The currency and derivatives market increases at a value of $1 million a second. So essentially, the Federal Reserve prints $1 million a second. That's what I might title this video. So anyways, we have, 9 more minutes to go? Yep. This is daytradereport.com. Now I want to show you maybe the rest of this video.
Paper to silver ratio is now 175.32 to 1. The dollars to gold ratio is now $12,984 per ounce. That's the year-over-year increase in the U.S. M2 money supply divided by the yearly world production of gold in ounces. The U.S. dollar to oil ratio is now $44.16 per barrel. That's a year-over-year increase in the M2 money supply divided by the yearly output of world oil product production in barrels. All right. The median income now in the United States is $33,884. 50% of American wage earners had net compensation less than or equal to the median wage. The median new home, the midway point of all the houses sold at market price, this differs from the average price. Adding the sold prices together and then divided this by the number of sales. The government employees, there's currently 23 million government employees, state, local, federal employees, including counties, municipalities, school districts, townships, special districts, included are U.S. military employees in the U.S. territories and foreign countries, excluding CIS, NSA, and DIA employees. Over 23.9 million employees. Manufacturing jobs in the U.S., there's 12.8 million. There are 54.6 million retirees and 9.9 U.S. disabled. U.S. disabled is, I believe, Social Security disability recipients. Federal Income Supplement Program designed to help aged, blind, and disabled who have little or no income. Beneficiaries can include spouses and children of disabled workers and disabled children. Medicaid recipients is at 78 million. Medicare enrollees, a national social insurance program administered by the U.S. federal government since 1966 that guarantees access to health insurance for Americans aged 65 and older who have worked and paid into the system. U.S. millionaires is at 17 million. An individual whose net worth is equal to or exceeds $1 million. That's 17.9 million. There are currently 35 million food stamp recipients that get supplemental nutritional assistance. All right, I'm going to leave it there. This is the U.S. debt clock. There's also the state debt clocks and the world debt clocks. This is the world debt clock. The national debt of the United States of America is at $23 trillion compared to China's $6.6 trillion. Japan is at $9.7 trillion. Germany is at $1.9 trillion. UK is at $2.7. France is at $2.3. India is at $1.9. Italy is at $2.3. Brazil is at $1.5. Canada is at $1.4. Argentina is at $335 billion. Australia is at $516 billion. Belgium, $491 billion. Greece, $346 billion. Indonesia, Ireland, Korea, Mexico, Netherlands, Nigeria, Norway, Poland, Portugal. Russia's at $193 billion. The total debt to GDP ratio, the USA is at 69.8. The external debt to GDP ratio is at 98.6. Public debt to ratio of China is 48. The public debt to debt ratio in Japan is at 228%. And the external debt to ratio is 110%, which is incredibly high. this list goes all the way to Turkey. All right, that's the usdebtclock.org. Thank you so much for watching. This is daytradereport.com. Please like, share, and subscribe to this video. Make sure you leave a comment, hit the thumbs up button, and subscribe to view more of our videos in the future. And go to our website, daytradereport.com, subscribe to our Tumblr account, then go to our Twitter account at daytradereport and subscribe there as well. Thanks for watching.
All right, now we're going to look at the current U.S. debt clock. It's May 13th, 2020, 1:34 p.m. The U.S. national debt is at $25,165,853,100,000. So I was calculating the time velocity of these figures on usdebtclock.org. I was counting down literally 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. So this is how I calculated we're spending 25,000 a second on March 24th, 2020 on this video. So look at the U.S. national debt, and we're going to count it down in thousands of seconds for the U.S. federal government to spend $1 million. This is how long it takes the federal government to spend $1 million. Here we go. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,004, 1,005, 1,006, 1,007, 1,008, 1,009, 1,010, 1,011, 1,012, 1,013. Wow. Shit, did I calculate that right? 25,000 a second. All right, I'm gonna do it just how long it takes to spend 100,000. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Is that right? 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Yeah, so about 3,000. I'm sorry, 3 seconds. So 10,000 divided by 3 seconds is $3,333. How the fuck did I calculate that wrong? Wait a second. All right, 25,000 a second. Did I calculate that right? Yeah. Sorry, is it 33,000 a second? Yeah. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. So literally 33,000 a second. So we've gone from spending 25,000 a second to spending 33,000 a second. If my March 24 calculation is right, I just want to confirm that.
Like accidental petroleum, Exxon Mobil, British Petroleum, real estate investment trusts like Brookfield Property, Brookfield Asset Management, as large as companies like Ashford Hospitality Trust, Hyatt, Marriott, everything.
So anyways, it was 23.5 trillion. You could also calculate this out. 23.5 trillion. Now it's at 25 trillion. So we jumped from 23.6 to 25.17. So 25.17 minus 23.6. We've spent $1.57 trillion in 60 days, which $1.57 trillion in 60 days. So 1.57 divided by 2. So we've spent $785 billion for the past 30 days, and then $785 billion for 30 days prior to that we did not have. So 1.57 trillion divided by 60 days is $260 million a day we're spending, I believe. Yeah. We're spending $260 million a day that we don't have in the United States government, which is an interesting figure. Currently spending $260 million a day and adding to the U.S. national debt.